What if the real reason your legs feel heavy, cold, or weak lately has nothing to do with aging at all? What if your body has been warning you for years that your leg circulation is getting worse? And those signs are easy to miss unless you know exactly what to look for. Doctors see this every day. People over 60 who ignored small symptoms until walking became painful, sleep was interrupted by cramps, or wounds stopped healing properly. Today, I'm revealing the early signals your legs may be sending right now, and why catching them early could protect your mobility, independence, and quality of life. So make sure you don't miss this after the age of 60. Leg circulation problems rarely arrive with loud, dramatic symptoms. Instead, they tend to slip in quietly, showing up as small changes that are easy to brush off or explain away. One of the most common early signs is a heavy or tired feeling in the legs, especially during simple activities like walking short distances, climbing stairs, or standing for a few minutes. Many people assume this is just part of getting older or being out of shape, but doctors know this can be an early signal that blood is not flowing as efficiently as it should. When circulation begins to decline, muscles don't receive enough oxygen during movement, and that shortage often shows up as discomfort rather than sharp pain at first. Another early clue is leg cramping that appears during walking and fades when you stop to rest. This pattern is especially important because it points directly to blood flow limitations rather than joint or muscle issues. People often mistake this for arthritis or simple stiffness, delaying attention until the problem worsens. Cold feet are another subtle warning sign that gets ignored far too often. If your feet feel cold even in warm rooms or under blankets, it may not be a temperature issue at all, but a circulation issue. Warm blood is supposed to reach the extremities easily, and when it doesn't, it's often because vessels are narrowing or blood flow is slowing down. Nighttime leg cramps also fall into this early warning category. Waking up with tight, painful muscles in the calves or feet can be linked to poor circulation that worsens when the body is at rest. While dehydration or mineral imbalance can contribute, doctors frequently see circulation issues playing a central role, especially when cramps become frequent. Another early symptom many people dismiss is a vague aching or tightness in the legs that comes and goes without a clear reason. It might not stop you from living your life, but it quietly signals that something is changing beneath the surface. What makes these signs so dangerous is not their severity, but how easy they are to ignore. Because they don't feel urgent, people often delay addressing them for years. Doctors consistently report that patients say the same thing. They didn't think it was serious at the time. Yet these early symptoms are the body's first attempts to communicate that circulation is struggling. When caught early, there's often far more room to slow progression and protect mobility. The problem is not that these signs are rare, but that they have become normalized as just aging. Aging does change the body, but persistent discomfort, coldness, cramping, and activity-related pain are not inevitable parts of growing older. They are signals that deserve attention, especially because the legs are often the first place. Circulation problems reveal themselves, and the first place where intervention can make a meaningful difference. As circulation to the legs begins to decline, the body often reveals this through changes in sensation and appearance long before severe pain sets in. One of the most common sensations people notice is numbness or tingling in the feet and lower legs. It may feel like pins and needles, a buzzing sensation, or as if the foot has fallen asleep more easily than it used to. Many people assume this is just nerve aging or poor posture, but doctors understand that nerves depend heavily on a steady supply of oxygen-rich blood. When circulation weakens, nerves don't receive what they need to function properly, and their signals become unreliable. Over time, this can lead to reduced sensitivity, making it harder to feel temperature changes, pressure, or small injuries. Swelling is another important sign that often gets dismissed. When the ankles or lower legs swell, especially toward the end of the day, it suggests that blood and fluid are not moving efficiently back toward the heart. Gravity already makes this journey challenging, and weakened circulation makes it even harder. Socks leaving deep marks or shoes feeling tight by evening are subtle clues that fluid is pooling where it shouldn't. Skin changes are also powerful indicators of declining circulation. Healthy skin relies on good blood flow to deliver nutrients and remove waste. When circulation is compromised, the skin on the legs may appear shiny, thin, dry, or fragile. Some people notice areas that look darker, reddish, or slightly purplish, signaling that blood is not circulating evenly. These changes may develop slowly, making them easy to overlook until they become pronounced. Hair loss on the legs is another surprising but meaningful sign. Hair follicles require blood flow to grow, and when circulation declines, the body prioritizes vital organs over hair growth in the legs. Gradual thinning or loss of hair below the knees can be an early sign that blood supply is being reduced. One of the most concerning signs doctors watch for is slow healing wounds. Even small cuts, scrapes, or blisters on the feet or legs should normally heal within a reasonable time. When healing takes weeks or seems stalled, it indicates that blood is not delivering enough oxygen and nutrients to repair tissue. This not only delays recovery but increases the risk of infection. Color changes in the feet and legs also provide important clues. Feet that appear pale when elevated or turn reddish or bluish when lowered suggest that blood flow is struggling to adjust position changes. These visible signs are the body's way of showing that circulation is no longer responding as it should. What makes these changes especially important is that they often appear before severe symptoms, offering a window of opportunity to recognize the problem early. Doctors emphasize that paying attention to how your legs look and feel can reveal circulation issues long before they become disabling, allowing for earlier action and better long-term outcomes. Poor leg circulation affects far more than simple comfort, and this is something many people don't fully realize until it begins interfering with daily life. When blood flow to the legs is reduced, muscles receive less oxygen and fewer nutrients, which directly impact strength and endurance. Tasks that once felt easy, like standing in the kitchen, walking through a store, or climbing a few steps, can suddenly feel exhausting. This gradual loss of stamina often leads people to move less, which unfortunately worsens circulation even further. As movement decreases, muscles weaken, joints stiffen, and balance become less reliable, creating a cycle that can be difficult to break. Reduced circulation also affects coordination and sensation in the feet. When nerves aren't properly nourished, the ability to feel the ground beneath you diminishes. This makes it harder to adjust your posture quickly, increasing the risk of trips and falls. For older adults, falls are a serious concern because they can lead to fractures, loss of independence, and long recovery periods. Sleep quality is another area that suffers when circulation is poor. Nighttime leg cramps, aching, or restless sensations can interrupt sleep repeatedly, leaving you tired during the day. Poor sleep then affects energy levels, mood, and motivation to stay active, all of which further contribute to declining physical health. Circulation problems also increase vulnerability to infections and injuries. When blood flow is reduced, the immune system's ability to reach and protect the tissues of the legs is compromised. Small cuts or blisters can become serious problems if they don't heal properly, sometimes leading to chronic wounds. This is particularly dangerous because infections in poorly circulated areas can spread more easily and take longer to resolve. Over time, untreated circulation issues can lead to more severe complications that significantly limit mobility. Persistent pain or weakness may cause people to avoid activities they once enjoyed, such as walking with friends or playing with grandchildren. This loss of mobility often affects emotional well-being as well, leading to frustration, anxiety, or a sense of dependence. Doctors frequently see that people with worsening circulation begin to structure their lives around avoiding discomfort rather than pursuing activity. This gradual withdrawal from movement and social engagement can have a profound impact on overall quality of life. What makes poor circulation especially concerning is that it doesn't exist in isolation. It often reflects broader vascular health issues that can affect other parts of the body. When circulation is compromised in the legs, it may signal similar challenges elsewhere, increasing overall health risks. Doctors stress that addressing circulation early is not just about easing leg symptoms, but about protecting independence, safety, and long-term well-being. The goal is not simply to avoid pain, but to preserve the ability to move freely, sleep comfortably, and live actively for as long as possible. People believe that worsening circulation is simply an unavoidable part of aging, but doctors strongly disagree with that assumption. While the body does change over time, severe circulation problems are not an automatic consequence of turning 60 or older. Aging alone does not suddenly restrict blood flow to the legs. What truly drives circulation decline is the accumulation of lifestyle habits, health conditions, and vascular stress over many years. Arteries can gradually stiffen and narrow due to plaque buildup, inflammation, and long-term exposure to high blood pressure or elevated blood sugar. These changes don't happen overnight, and they don't happen to everyone at the same rate. Two people of the same age can have vastly different circulation depending on how they've lived and managed their health. Conditions such as diabetes, high cholesterol, and heart disease significantly increase the risk of circulation problems, especially when they are poorly controlled. Years of sitting for long periods, limited physical activity, or smoking history further strain the blood vessels. Over time, blood vessels lose flexibility, making it harder for blood to flow efficiently, particularly to the lower extremities. What's important to understand is that these factors are not fixed. Doctors regularly see patients in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s improve circulation by addressing what's within their control. Early recognition of symptoms makes a meaningful difference because it allows action before damage becomes severe. When people recognize leg pain, numbness, or swelling as signals rather than normal aging, they are more likely to seek guidance and make adjustments. Even small changes, when started early, can slow progression and preserve function. Movement is a powerful example. Years of inactivity weaken the muscle pump that helps push blood back toward the heart, but this pump can be reactivated with consistent, gentle activity. Diet also plays a critical role. Excess sugar, processed foods, and unhealthy fats damage blood vessels over time, while nutrient-rich foods support vascular health. Managing stress, staying hydrated, and maintaining a healthy weight further reduce strain on the circulatory system. Doctors emphasize that the body has an impressive ability to adapt, even later in life. While some damage may not be fully reversible, progression can often be slowed significantly. The difference between those who maintain mobility and those who struggle often comes down to awareness and timely action. Ignoring early symptoms under the belief that nothing can be done allows problems to advance unchecked. Recognizing that aging does not equal inevitable decline empowers people to take steps that protect their circulation and overall health. The message doctors want to communicate is not one of fear, but a possibility. Understanding the true causes of circulation problems opens the door to proactive choices that support strength, movement, and independence well beyond the age of 60. Supporting healthy leg circulation does not require extreme measures or complicated routines, and this is something doctors emphasize again and again. Simple, consistent actions practiced daily can make a meaningful difference over time. One of the most effective tools is regular movement. The muscles in your legs act like pumps that help push blood back toward the heart, and when they are inactive for long periods, circulation slows dramatically. Gentle walking, light stretching, or simple leg movements done throughout the day stimulate blood flow and help keep vessels functioning. Even short, frequent bouts of movement can be more beneficial than long periods of inactivity followed by occasional exercise. Staying hydrated is another often overlooked factor. Blood is largely made up of water, and when the body is dehydrated, blood becomes thicker and harder to circulate. Drinking enough fluid supports smoother blood flow and reduces strain on the circulatory system. Many older adults unintentionally drink less water, increasing the risk of circulation issues. Breaking up long periods of sitting is equally important. Sitting for hours at a time allows blood to pool in the legs, especially when the muscles are inactive. Standing up, walking around, or even performing ankle circles and calf raises every 30 to 60 minutes helps keep blood moving. Footwear and clothing choices also influence circulation more than most people realize. Tight shoes, restrictive socks, or clothing that constricts the ankles and calves can limit blood flow. Choosing comfortable, supportive shoes and avoiding tight bands around the legs allows circulation to move more freely. Nutrition plays a foundational role in vascular health. Diets rich in fruits, vegetables, whole foods, healthy fats, and lean proteins support blood vessel integrity and reduce inflammation. On the other hand, excessive sugar, salt, and highly processed foods damage blood vessels over time and worsen circulation. Doctors often encourage people to view food as nourishment for their blood vessels rather than just a source of calories. Weight management also supports circulation by reducing pressure on blood vessels and improving overall cardiovascular efficiency. Smoking cessation, even later in life, remains one of the most powerful steps for improving circulation. Smoking damages the lining of blood vessels and accelerates narrowing, but stopping helps prevent further harm. Managing chronic conditions such as high blood pressure, diabetes, and high cholesterol is equally critical. Keeping these under control reduces ongoing damage to the circulatory system. What makes these actions so effective is not their intensity, but their consistency. Small daily habits compound over time, strengthening circulation and protecting leg health. Doctors consistently see better outcomes in people who adopt manageable routines rather than attempting drastic changes. Supporting circulation is about creating an environment in the body where blood can flow easily and efficiently, helping preserve mobility, comfort, and independence well into later years.